Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am a hot mess, but it's fine. I just worked and I made myself a HelloFresh and I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to film this anti-haul for the last week. I've had my notes made for almost 2 weeks and I'm like, get your shit together. So I decided not to put any pressure on myself, not to feel like the perfect booty guru today, and just film this video because it's a whole lot of fun and you guys really enjoy it. So if you want to see my June anti-haul of makeup products that launched, then just keep watching. Okay, so let's get into it. We've got 28 products, so there's a lot of offenders in the month of June, and we're going to start off with the Tartelette Juicy Palette for $39. Now, from my understanding, this palette already launched. It's just a miniature version of an existing palette. I think it was just called the Juicy Palette. I don't even know. I really like this packaging though. It's super cute. It's like pink and adorable. And I will say, at one point, I did own the Tartelette in Bloom, I think. Honestly, I really used that palette quite a bit. I can't remember when I finally parted ways with it, but it was definitely like a favorite palette of mine for quite some time, which is very shocking when you think of like the types of palettes I have now. But anyway, I'm not that ashamed to admit it. I also did buy that Icy Bitch palette that they finally launched. But yeah, this palette, it's definitely not for me, but I get it. People really love neutral Tarte palettes, and who am I to judge? So anti-haul for me, but it might have been a yes for you. And if it was, feel free to comment down below because I'm dying to know what you think. Okay, next is the Chanel Factory Collection. And this was in celebration of the Chanel No. 5 fragrance, which is like their signature fragrance. The fragrance turned 100 years old and they decided to come out with all kinds of stuff. There was like bath products, and I don't know if they did candles and stuff, but I saw like a lot of products to the point where I was too lazy to even write them down, but I know I saw a whole list somewhere and people were going like ape shit trying to get these products. I personally feel like I've smelled Chanel No. 5 a few times in my life and I couldn't tell you like anything about it, so it's definitely not my favorite fragrance. I do have a Chanel fragrance. I have Chanel Chance in the green bottle and I really like how that smells. It smells very fresh, so I really like fresh fragrances, but No. 5 is not for me, so it was an easy pass on those fragrances for me. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the No Beauty brand. I think this is actually a skincare brand that was a collaboration between Madison Beer, Vanessa Hudgens, and a doctor, a dermatologist of some kind. So I feel like with YouTube and the beauty community and just brands in general, there's many different schools of thoughts. There's a lot of people that love, you know, more indie brands. They want to see more women-owned brands, and I love like the more innovative products and things like that, and I love everybody's hustle. But you know, I feel like at some point beauty brands have really peaked, and like sometimes there's like makeup brands where you're like, is this real? Like, is this the best use of your money? And I feel like this one was not really for me. It's so interesting how people perceive brands. Like, there's so many new brands that have started in the last few years that I can care less about, but then there'll be like some random indie brand that I've never heard of and they'll put out this like amazing color story and palette and I'll be like all over it. So it would be so interesting to know like what the secret sauce is of a successful brand, because sometimes there are like celebrity brands that are so popular. Like, to me, Fenty Beauty, even Rare Beauty come to mind because they're so popular and mainstream. But then there's so many other smaller brands that were started by YouTubers or celebrities that I couldn't care less about, like JLo's brand or, you know, things like that. So maybe it really depends on if you're a fan of the celebrity, like maybe that is what attracts you. But I honestly can't think of like whose makeup line would I buy? Like maybe Beyonce? Like, she's the only one I can really think of that I would go nuts for. I did just try Tresloose Beauty. by Becky G, and honestly I was just curious because the palette was kind of colorful and affordable, and since I like to review new makeup, I thought let me get my hands on it. But it's not like, you know, I bought it because I'm a Becky G stan or anything like that, so I always think it's so curious. But this one was an easy pass, so I'm definitely anti-hauling that. And then another influencer brand is Selfless by Hiram. I feel like I saw so much like criticism about Hiram's brand. I wasn't expecting it because I've always thought he was like a YouTube sweetheart. Like everybody loves Hiram, I thought. But I've seen a lot of like negative comments, and I kind of feel for the kid. Like, I don't know exactly how old he is, but he definitely comes off as pretty young, and it seems like he's had kind of a rough life. So I think it's nice to see him like doing well and happy. Honestly, like everyone deserves to be happy. So like happy that he was able to launch his own skincare line. And I do think the prices are pretty affordable, but I've seen a lot of people say stuff about like none of his products contain like SPF, and I saw a lot of people say the pricing structure was kind of weird because I guess the brand was founded in collaboration with Inkyist. I don't know how to say the name of the brand, but they're sold at Sephora, and they're a very affordable skincare brand. So I did see a lot of people like complaining about the price, saying like, what the heck, how come he's charging like 50% more than what they charge? And I don't really have answers to those questions, but you know what, I don't need any new skincare right now, so it's an anti-haul for me. So the next product I'm anti-hauling is the Morphe Glow Stunner Hydrating Tinted Moisturizer, and this comes in 15 shades for $18. I mean, I feel like tinted foundation, tinted moisturizer, the word tinted is like a buzzword right now, so I feel like people are really getting behind it, and I thought this product sounded interesting. I personally don't need anything like this right now. I recently posted about 2-3 weeks ago my foundation drawer declutter, and I decluttered a lot of stuff, and I've got more declutters coming, so I'm feeling really good about my foundation situation right now. I'm trying to use up some of the foundations I have, and I don't want to say I'm on a foundation no buy, but I'm definitely leaning towards a foundation no buy. Honestly, I pretty much feel like I'm on a complexion product no buy because I have so many beautiful things that have come into my collection this year that I want to just use and enjoy, and yeah, so because of that, it's a anti-haul for me. Next are these Bobbi Brown cheek palettes for $48. They're so like old school. These totally remind me of like 2014, 2015 beauty YouTube and makeup. It's so funny. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like stuff that Estee Lauder would do all the time. Like that circle pan, like split into like one big pan and two little pans. And like, it's a cute idea, but I'm not really into it at all. And I don't know, honestly, like nothing about this is appealing to me, so anti-haul. Next is the KKW Lip Lacquer Pot for $18. I thought this was kind of a weird launch because it launched right after the Camo collection, and then we found out she was rebranding. So I don't know if this was one of those things that they were like, oh, we already made these products, so we're just gonna sell them now before you rebrand. But I thought that was kind of a weird launch, and like one of those things where it's really like, who asked for this? Like who really asked for this product? Like, were we all knocking on KKW's door saying we need a lip lacquer pot? Because to me it's literally like a lip balm or some kind of lip product, but instead of putting it in a tube, they put it in a pot, which honestly is my least favorite way of applying lip products. So anytime anything can go in some kind of tube, it makes it a lot easier for me to reapply. And so this is just a straight up no for me. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Otera Beauty by Sinessa eyeshadow palette, and then they had a bunch of other stuff as well. I think the eyeshadow palette was $49.90. I think I saw Mel Thompson review this brand. I think she was scented in PR, and of course Mel always does impeccable reviews and eyeshadow looks and things like that, but nothing about this palette really called to me. I wasn't really in love with the color story. Also, just the shape of the palette and the shape of the pans was not my favorite thing, so it was an easy anti-haul for me. Okay, next is the Dose of Colors and Daisy Duck collection. I feel like I don't really know a ton about Disney. So when I think of Daisy Duck, I don't really know what I think. I guess I always think of Donald, which I don't know, maybe that's maybe that's messed up and my Disney programming was off, but I never really grew up watching like Disney cartoons, so it doesn't really mean a whole lot to me, but I know that people are really excited about this because it's nice to see a different like part of the Disney franchise. Like I feel like Mickey and Minnie have been done so many times, so it's nice to see something different. The color story is pretty neutral, so I feel like if you're a fan of the makeup as a merch concept, you might actually still get some use out of this, so it makes sense to me, but overall it's an easy pass for me. Okay, I felt like my hair was just like such a mess in a bun, but anyway, I'm just gonna let it down. I recently got it like trimmed a little bit, and I did get some of my volume like reduced because my hair was just like so thick and so heavy. So anyway, it's not styled right now, and I just don't want you to judge me, okay? Okay, next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette in Venetian Rose for $40. I just don't know who buys Cosmetics makeup. Like, I know that she's so hyped, like the brand, but I just don't get it. I don't get the appeal. I would rather you buy the Dose of Colors Daisy Duck palette, honestly. If you want something muted and neutral, like there's so many options. And then to think that people are like, oh my gosh, this Venetian Rose palette is just so up my alley. I feel like Teresa is Dead maybe reviews Cosmetics products because she's uncooked chicken color. So if you want to see a video, I'm thinking she might have one for you, but this was an anti-haul for me. Next is the MAC Botanic Panic collection. And I feel like this was like a good MAC collection. Like people were genuinely excited about this. I saw a few of my friends that are brown or of a deeper skin tone do videos with this palette. So I feel like this palette kind of was a little bit of a success for MAC, which I feel like their hits are definitely less than their misses. I feel like they have way more misses when they launch a product. So it was nice to see them kind of get some glory. I was definitely tempted. There were definitely some beautiful things in the collection, and I maybe thought about it for like 2-3 minutes, and then I decided it was going to be a no for me because I really don't need any more highlighters or eyeshadows from MAC. I'm good right now. So yeah, glad that they had a successful collection for a change, but it was an easy anti-haul for me. So it very rarely happens that I talk about something I want in a anti-haul because I feel like there's so many things that launch, and so it's so easy to find things I don't want. Cabana Club collection from Colourpop really caught my eye. There's so many times where there's a little bit of a lull in the makeup releases and I get a little bored, I get a little squirrely, and I'm like, ooh, what's new, what's new, what's new? And then I see something and I'm like, should I get it? I'm bored, should I get it? And so I definitely added this collection to my Ulta basket. And then I decided, no, it's just a boring neutral palette, and I might still get it because I feel like Colourpop has been doing some more interesting launches this year for me personally, but I don't want to pay a full price, and that's how I felt too with the Powerpuff collection. Like, I would buy the palette, but I also didn't want to spend like 20-something dollars because I've missed out on so many sales because I've been so impatient. So with this one, I've decided to wait, and if the mood strikes, I might still pick it up, but honestly for now, it's an anti-haul for me because I have these colors. I feel like Colourpop even has done this color story before, so yeah, because of all those reasons, I'm gonna pass on it for now. Okay, the next anti-haul for me is the Uoma Beauty by Sharon C. And I thought this was very interesting. I really wish they had done more of their color cosmetics products, but this is like a half skincare, half like makeup line. So I think they had like some lip stains, a tinted foundation, moisturizer type thing, face wash, face wipes. Like, it was like a very half and half deal. And honestly, I almost bought like a bunch of the products to try on my channel. And I was like, you're just buying this for the sake of a video. And there's nothing wrong with that because I have a YouTube channel. So it does kind of serve its purpose when I buy stuff like that. But also, does it really? Because it's not something I want myself. Or not that I don't want it, but I don't need it. And so I'm like, you know, it's okay. It's okay. I'll let somebody else review it for you guys. So I did end up ultimately putting everything back on the shelf and slowly back it away. And so I didn't get it. So I'm anti-hauling it in this video. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Kylie rebrand. And she has been sneak peeking new products. They're going to do their liquid matte lipstick kits and highlighters and all the things. And I did see a lot of people were kind of saying that they were expecting the brand to look different. And honestly, I can see why. I mean, it's the perfect chance to kind of start over, maybe target a more mature audience or like more her age group now versus the age she was at when she first started her brand with all the pink and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love a good blush pink moment, but it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the brand does with the relaunch. Personally, I never really got into her makeup a lot. I never got into like the lip kits or anything. I think I tried them once and maybe I wasn't a fan. I really like her lip gloss though from Kylie Cosmetics, but I haven't bought anything from her in a hot second. So I'll be interested to see what she launches. I don't see myself buying any of it, so it's an anti-haul for me. Next is the Gloss Bomb Heat from Fenty Beauty in the shade Hot Cherry. I personally don't love the Gloss Bomb formula. I really like this one, the cream formula. This is really nice. I should put some of this on actually, because I don't have any lip product on. I love this color. It's Honey Waffles. I don't like the Gloss Bomb formula, and the hot formula is like a plumping formula. So I'm gonna let everybody else take one for the team. I did see quite a few like review videos on this gloss go up, so I'm sure if you guys were dying to hear somebody's thoughts on it, you already have. But it ain't gonna be me. Okay, next is the Revolution X Bratz collection. So I definitely was not a Bratz girl or a Bratz doll girl. They were kind of like after my time, and I've kind of always thought they were very interesting looking, but I feel like this is definitely one of those like makeup as merch things, and I'm sure the people that wanted to get their hands on this definitely went for it. I haven't heard too many horrible things about the collection, so maybe there's promise, but the one thing you can always count out with Makeup Revolution is that they are very, very consistent. I have a few friends that have tried their products over the last few months, and I haven't really heard very good things, so it's definitely not made me want to try them, and it's an anti-haul for me. Next is the Laura Lee Los Angeles Candy Skies collection. Now this one tempted me a little bit because I've never tried Laura Lee's makeup line. I feel like she hasn't really done anything super innovative, and with this palette I feel like it kind of gave me pastel vibes, but from the videos I've observed it's not really a pastel palette, so I could probably pull it off. But I feel like I just got like that BH Cosmetics palette and a few other like more pinky blue palettes that I don't really need to buy this one too. But I've heard really good things, so I'm very excited to see what she comes out with next. But for now, this one is an anti-haul. The next collection from Colourpop that I'm anti-hauling is the Hello Kitty collection. I did think this one was really cute. I was so tempted by one of the quads, or maybe picking up a few of the quads. I did end up picking up one of the blushes, and I don't regret it because the blush packaging is honestly really cute and bright and fun and colorful. Did I need this color? Probably not. You guys know I love hot corally orange blushes, so it's very hard for me to say no. Even the two blushes that they launched in the Powerpuff collection were so cute, but honestly I have so much blush. You guys will see when I do my blush declutter. Is that out already? I don't think it is, but it's definitely coming towards the Probably it'll be out in August because I feel like that's one of the latest ones I filmed was my blush drawer declutter. So I don't need a coral blush for like another 100 years, but you know, they still tempt me, so we'll see. But yeah, that collection was really cute, and like I said, Colourpop's been doing a really good job with their colorful releases recently, and I'm here for it. Okay, and the next thing I passed on that I kind of wanted to, and it was kind of hard to say no at the price point, it was the e.l.f. Putty Bronzers. There were 8 shades for $6. And I'm so tempted because there's so many cream bronzer launches, but I keep telling myself I have my Chanel bronzer and I really just want to keep using that consistently. I feel like I've made a decent dip in it, but honestly, if you saw this, you could hardly tell I've used it, but I use it a lot, and I really like the shade and stuff like that, and I feel like I'm not gonna have an excuse to buy a bronzer anytime soon, so I'm okay with it. But there's so many cream bronzers launching and it's so tempting, but I did pass on the e.l.f. bronzer. If you guys tried it, you should definitely let me know what your thoughts are, because I'm oh so curious to know if it's worth the hype or not. Next thing I anti-hauled is the Too Faced brow wig. Now, I honestly don't need another brow product, probably for quite a while still. I just got the Merit brow gel in PR, and I have the Kosas brow gels, and I have a bunch of brow products that I really like, so this one is an easy anti-haul for me. Okay, the next anti-haul is the Spectrum Collection and Mitch Keegan, I believe. I believe he's a designer. I don't know right off the top of my head, but they launched 4 beautiful sets, and these are so beautiful. They kind of remind me of like the tiles, like, you know, those beautiful, is it Greek architecture? I'm not 100% sure, but those blue and white, like beautiful pattern tiles. Maybe it's Italian. I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really sure, but I just love these prints and they're so beautiful. I have all the beautiful brushes I need, so I did end up anti-hauling this collection. The next thing is another collaboration between a makeup brand and a celebrity makeup artist. This is Buxom's collab with Ash K. Home, and this is kind of a pretty palette. I haven't tried Buxom's eyeshadow formula in a hot second, but do you guys remember those custom palettes they did back in the day? And all the beauty gurus were like talking about these custom palettes that Buxom did, and I remember I picked up one which was from a holiday set, so it was already pre-made, but it had these cool little like interchangeable eyeshadow pans, and it was really kind of a fun concept. But I have no idea where Buxom stands as far as eyeshadow formula goes. I think I saw my friend Steph from Steph's Beauty Stash review the palette. I actually watched her review, but I don't remember off the top of my head if she loved it or not, but I'll try and link her channel in case you guys want to check out her video on it. It's definitely probably a few weeks old at this point, but if you really wanted to see somebody's thoughts on it, I would recommend her channel. And yeah, the color story is really cute. It's pretty basic, so I did decide to go ahead and anti-haul that palette. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is more cream bronzer. It's from the brand Say, and I don't know how to say it. It retails for $28, and I believe they had 4 or 5 shades. So I thought this collection looked very promising, and I've heard not very good things about them from a friend on YouTube. But I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty tempted to buy from the brand. So I did score like a $100 gift card, those reward cards from Sephora. So I've been contemplating placing an order and trying some of the products because I'm curious. But like I said with the e.l.f. bronzer, I have my Chanel cream bronzer. I really have no need to try any more cream products at this point in time. So at this moment, it's an anti-haul for me, but it seems like a very inclusive range, so I'm very excited to hear other people's thoughts on those bronzers. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is another Colourpop collection, and I feel like this one kind of slipped through the cracks because it's not the most exciting Colourpop collection. This is their neon collection. It was their festival collection, and basically it's 3 neutral palettes with a pop of neon. And I've bought the festival palette from, I think it was like 2019, the one that was like very bright and then it had some pressed glitters. and I never used that palette. I never used those freaking eyeshadows or those pressed glitters, and it was such a waste of my money. So I learned my lesson. I don't think Colourpop is the brand to go to for neon eyeshadows. So I did end up passing on this, and it was honestly very easy to say no to this collection for me. Okay, so the next thing I'm anti-hauling is this very interesting product. It's the Drunk Elephant I don't even know what I wrote down, you guys. It's the rosy drops. They're like a blush, but it's almost like colorless, and everyone's kind of just like, huh? So I'm trying to figure out this product. I think I saw a few of my friends that get Drunk Elephant PR like swatch it, and it definitely had like a beautiful rosy hue to it, but I feel like you could achieve that same look if you just use like a Glow by Auric, like Glow Lust, or that other glow product I have from Glossier, and then you could just top it with some blush, or you could get like a glowy blush involved. Like, I don't know what this does, but it also has like skincare benefits. So it's $36, which is pretty overpriced for a glowy blush. Maybe not for a skincare product, but you can't put it all over your face because it has like a reddish like undertone to it. So I'm not 100% sure what the tea is with that, but I'm gonna be anti-hauling it in this video. The next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Be Perfect collaboration with the Vivienne, which was one of their collaborations that they did. And it's a very beautiful palette, but it honestly is kind of a giant rainbow palette with some famous products. And don't get me wrong, I love Be Perfect's formula, and it's so fun and interesting, and the colors are always vibrant and really good. At least I've had really good luck with them, but I don't need another massive rainbow palette from them, so I did go ahead and pass on this one. But if you guys got it, let me know what your thoughts are. Was it as good as your other experiences with the brand, or was it your first time trying from the brand? I love chatting to you guys, so definitely let me know. Okay, so I was talking about the Givenchy Prism Libre blushes, and of course my camera battery died, because like what more could be the perfect icing on the cake of this video. Anyway, I was saying that I saw them at Harrods. I think that's where Trendmood linked to them, and Harrods was charging almost $40 in shipping. So I'm like, wait a second, I have to pay $80 for a bunch of powder to get mailed to me? I think not. So I did pass on it. I haven't really been keeping up to see if they are gonna launch in the US or if they have launched in the US. I haven't heard or seen, but let me know. Did you guys see any videos on this? Because I'm curious to know. There's some beautiful shades, and I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about their powder version of these, like the setting powder products they have. People use them all the time, and they come up in recommendation videos for Sephora sales and stuff, but I've never personally tried, I don't think, any Givenchy makeup. I did buy their foundation during the Sephora sale, but I totally picked the wrong color because I ordered it online, and so I did end up sending that back, but I'm very curious about their makeup line. Okay, so the last thing on my list of anti-haul products is the Silk Tone Cream blushes from Dominique Cosmetics for $22. Again, I feel like this is a really cool product for her makeup line because she doesn't have a ton of stuff, just very minimal stuff in her line. But I thought the shades were kind of lackluster, and I don't know, I feel like if you're coming out with a blush collection, I think it's smart to come out with something that's like universally flattering for many different skin tones, but I also love to see like unique colors, and hers were definitely very mid-tone, very light skin friendly colors, and that's totally fine. Like, whatever, I'm gonna buy from somewhere else. Whoever makes a blush color I like I don't care. I'll buy it as long as it's flattering on my skin tone, so I don't mind if not every brand comes out with a cream blush that works for me. But I will say these colors were definitely lackluster. They weren't calling to me, so it was a very easy anti-haul for me. Okay friends, that is it for this anti-haul. Oh my gosh, this video was hopefully not too much of a hot mess. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me, chit-chatting. Let me know what your least favorite product of June 2021 was. You guys know I love chatting to you in the comments, and I will see you in my next video soon. Bye, guys.